Woo! Is that all you got? Come on. I am too AC. Don't I look like AC? I look just like AC. Anyway, since he's really here and he's giving me all kinds of evil looks, I would like to introduce, on Friday afternoon, everybody's favorite pair, ACRacebest and Saberspark. Woo!
How's everyone doing? Good? All right, we're gonna wake everyone up. So we always have fun here at Babscon, and we're so excited that you guys are joining us here today. Do you feel, I love our setup back here because I feel like, hello, how's everyone doing? We're here to sell you a timeshare. So, hi Saber.
Hi Race.
How you doing?
I'm well. Hi audience, how y'all doing? Yeah, there they all are. Should we do the thing where we ask who's traveled the furthest?
Yes, because I want to know.
All right. Who traveled the furthest? Raise your hand.
We know you know if you traveled the furthest.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start in the back. Blue shirt. Where'd you come from? Okay. So far, Sacramento's on the board.
But he walked. So. All right.
What about you in the peach shirt?
Detroit.
Similar to Sacramento.
He ran.
Not a big difference there, right? What about, you got your hand up? Yeah. So are you adding the two distances together? Is that how this is working? So we almost Sacramento. All right. Where are you from? Okay, so now we're 4 times Sacramento. Now everyone's like, well, in that case.
I think it's I'm from Virginia, and I'm like, God, they're all from California. And then I'm like, oh, I forget that California is like the size of half the East Coast at times. When there was
so you actually might be the one who traveled the furthest so far. Can anyone beat Virginia?
I see.
Yes.
Orlando.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess
it is. No, it is. It is. Wait, what about over here?
Shingletown? Does everybody have shingles there? What state's that in, or what country? Nevada, okay.
So what country?
What country? Yeah. What continent is that in?
What about you? You got your hand up. Yeah.
Santa Clarita.
Oh. Don't know where that is, but...
Did Santa Claus come from...
It's literally right next to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are from California? Raise your hand. Okay, got some natives here. How many of you are not from California? Raise your hand. All right, we're the minority.
I watched. Raise your hand if I watched the MLP movie with you. See, that's why.
Small world.
Yep. So yeah, we saw the MLP movie together. I knew I was in good company because I saw a Rarity plush, and I'm like, all right, the people have arrived. My people. So this is the YouTuber panel. Saberspark and myself happen to be YouTubers. Saber, you have more, I'd say, as far as your connection with YouTube, because for you, it's become a career.
Yep.
For me, I someday will be.
You'll get there.
I'm getting there.
When you put that foolish engineer job away,
I know.
You can get a real job.
I made the mistake of becoming a mechanical engineer.
Yeah,
someday.
That doesn't really have much of a backbone.
I'm sure there's parents in the audience that are just like, are they serious right now? Like, what the heck? But no, it's been cool because you've obviously been able to hit success and whatnot, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about on this panel. A lot of this is going to be driven by Q&A, so
we want microphone right there in the middle.
Yeah, we want to hear your guys' questions. It could be about YouTube. I mean, typically we don't mind random questions. Also,
I'm smiling right now because I see a wizard in the audience.
You do?
Dude, what kind of wizard are you?
I'm a wizard of friendship.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Sweet.
But yeah, so I think, I don't know if you want to open it up to Q&A yet, or if you want to go over.
Before we start, this is a very relaxed panel. I mean, the only thing we ask is to keep it clean. But besides that, we're just here to shoot the breeze and just talk about whatever. So don't be afraid. We'll judge your every movement and question and scold you if it's not good enough. Come on, not on stage, but near the microphone, near the stage, and ask questions. Whether it's about starting a channel, running a channel, crashing a channel, you know.
Making money.
That sweet, sweet $12. How many of you guys have YouTube channels in the audience? Raise your hands. Oh, there we go. Sweet. All right, I see we have our first victim.
Hey, Saber.
Hey.
So, I've been actually watching a lot of your YouTube videos, and the ones that have been kind of interesting, I shall say, is the bad movie reviews.
Yeah.
And one of them that I kind of flipped out the most was the troll one.
Yeah.
And my question is like, how do you get the mentality to just sit through that?
So, something I've been doing this year, I mean, okay, this isn't me trying to be pompous, but how many of you guys watch my channel? And I won't be hurt if you say no. That's it? No. But I've been doing some bad movie reviews, typically like really bad.
They're to good movies, the reviews themselves are bad.
No, Trolling's fantastic. No, basically, I've been watching and reviewing just badly animated movies, just poor animation, poor stories, just all over the place. And it's been fun. And one of them I did was a movie called Trollland, and it was made by the same company that made Sharknado. And it's called The Asylum, and this company, what they're known for doing is it's called a mockbuster, I believe, or basically they find the biggest movie it's coming in, they go, we're gonna ride the tailcoats, we're gonna make our own Cars movie, make our own Troll movie, make our own Pacific Rim 2 Uprising came out, and they have their own version called Atlantic Rim. And it's bad, it's really bad. So it's like they definitely play the fair use game.
They cornered the market on just bad movies.
Yeah. I watched an interview with them, and they're like, yeah, we know what we are. We just make bad movies and get paid. And one of them was Trollland. Own it. Yeah, own it, might as well. And which was to the DreamWorks movie Trolls, which came like a week before the movie came out. And Trollland is just terrible. I've never seen worse animation in my life. Like, you've got these characters who like looks like their bones are like cutting through their body. It's terrifying.
It's a very uncomfortable film to watch. You tagged me on to watch the Let's Watch version of it.
Yeah, we do a Let's Watch, and it's terrifying. Like, I highly recommend it. I mean, I love finding bad movies because it's hilarious to laugh at. And Trollland's one of the worst. So you can go on YouTube, type in Trollland, the trailer, and you'll see just some of the laziest animation ever made for a movie. It is bad. Like, the characters are like, they never open their mouths, really. It's terrible. They have like one pose, and it's for their face, and it's terrible.
Have you, second question, sorry. Have you ever considered watching The Amazing Bulk?
The Amazing what?
Bulk.
Bulk? I want to be careful because there's a channel called I Hate Everything. Do you guys know that one? Yeah, he kind of does that stuff, and I want to make sure I don't like follow his tailcoats too much. That's why I kind of give up. I'm like, okay, I won't let him have this, because he did the Woody Woodpecker movie recently, and I was like, oh, I was going to do that, but I'm like, oh, I want to wait. Because I don't want to get too repetitive, but I've seen The Amazing Bulk. It is terrible. My biggest problem with movies like that is I like movie. Okay, so I had a big discussion with my girlfriend about this, about what constitutes schlock for a movie. And schlock is where like a movie is trying to be good, like Tommy Wiseau's The Room, but it's like, oh, this is just bad. It's hilariously bad. Versus a movie like The Bulk, The Amazing Bulk, whatever, where it's like you guys are trying so hard to be bad, and it's not really that funny. It's like you're too much of a try-hard. So that's my answer for your question. I'm sorry I was so long-winded.
All right.
Thank you, though.
All right, and Rarity's Best Pony.
Rarity? Fair enough.
Well, there goes that question. The legitimacy out the window.
Going along the lines of what he asked, what is going through your mind when you're watching these horrible movies?
How did these get made? How is this possible? Because like there are like bad movies, in my opinion, like made with love, and it's like, oh, you missed the mark, like Zootopia. And
shut up. Shows what he knows.
Actually, we had
Don't watch his stuff.
We had a phone call a few days ago where you had I guess a lunch break from work and you watched Zootopia at your house because that's just who you are.
It was on the Disney Channel, so I watched it a few times.
But later that night, he went with his girlfriend to go see Sherlock Gnomes.
Oh, you have to bring this up.
No. He went to go see Sherlock Gnomes. And what's funny is he was telling me about it later that night, saying, yeah, I saw Sherlock Gnomes. I'm like, and? He's like, it's probably the best movie I've seen today. And I'm like, but you watched Zootopia. And you're like, oh, wait, no!
My joke backfired really bad because I'm like, but certainly Saber will forget about this. He doesn't have a great memory. And here we are. So never mind.
So you think Sherlock Gnomes is better than Zootopia? Do not forget that, folks. Get him Sherlock Gnomes merchandise
Please
from now
don't.
on.
Please don't.
Starring Johnny Depp and Elton John. All right, but
Elton John. Elton John was great in, what was it? Oh, God, I forget what it's called now. It's that spy movie, that British spy movie stuff that they were making.
James Bond?
Kingsman, Golden Circle.
Thank you, Kingsman. And yeah, the sequel, he was in it, and oh my God, he killed me in it. It was
That's
hilarious.
cool.
Yeah.
Here's a fun story, actually. Y'all want to hear a cool little Lion King fun fact? Okay, so Elton John did the music for Lion King, or some of the songs. He did, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And originally, that was going to be Timon and Pumbaa singing it. That's it. No Nala and Simba singing it. And Elton John's like, okay, listen up, team. All right, we're not doing this. This is stupid. We need this to be an emotional, real moment in the movie with them bonding over the lost years and them catching up. We don't need no, can you see or feel the love with Pumbaa singing. So Elton John told them, don't do it. And then he also said, listen, you all can screen this part of the movie for a test audience in my private theater in Atlanta, which the team's like, okay, thank you. And they went there, but they actually animated like that part with Timon and Pumbaa singing it, and the audience hated it. And they're like, oh shoot, we screwed up. And they looked behind, and in the back of the audience, they saw Elton John just there. He surprised them, and he's just like, you guys screwed up so badly. And he apparently screamed at them and scolded them.
Long live the king.
And then they were like, oh, you were right, Elton, and they fixed it. And it's a much better part of the movie now. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your question.
Of course, thank you.
Did you answer that question? What was the question?
What was his favorite Elton John moment?
Oh, good question.
Come on up. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys.
Hey.
First off, Saber, the both of you have amazing channels. You do a great job on each of your videos.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, out of all the bad movie reviews you have done,
Yes.
what would you consider is the worst one you have done out of all the...
Trollland. Trollland's the worst. By a long shot, Trollland's is terrible. Because how many of y'all watched the Joshua and the Promised Land review? Like, that one was, like, really gross. Bad animation. But, like, that was one person doing it. It was a passion. No! I'm glad that thing's become somewhat of a little inside joke with my channel. But, no, Trollland's the worst, because it doesn't really have much of an excuse. Because you have an entire team working on it, and they obviously said, screw it, let's just get the movie done before Trolls comes out, so they can cash in on it. So it's like they sold out in a lot of ways. Versus Joshua, it's like, I love the Bible. Let's make a movie with the Bible. And it's like, okay, well, you do you, and you tried, so I can at least admire you trying, but it's not good. Trollland's the absolute worst, by a long shot.
It's basically they took that video that's on YouTube, Going to the Market, where the guy's like spazzing out the whole time, and they just were like, a whole movie devoted to that kind of animation.
There's a great scene where, these movies typically bring in like some really retired voice actors. So they had Dick Van Dyke for Trollland. And there's a great scene where like he's recording and he's like, the trolls live in, like you hear him hit his microphone. And I'm like, why didn't you guys do like another recording? It's just like, yeah, keep it in, whatever.
The trolls are
from, you just hear the microphone smack and it's like, wow, how lazy.
Wasn't he had the character that just like was like this the whole time?
Yeah, the character's eyes are like stuck. So when he lifts his head up, it's like he's like possessed or whatever. It's disgusting.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Hi.
Hello.
So, unprepared you have to be to go to a Q&A panel and forget what you're going to ask. So, this one's made up on the spot.
Nice.
That's
my
kind.
favorite.
What are you willing to give up for Zootopia? Like,
His wife.
if you were to bet.
We're not married yet, so it's not that big of a deal.
Bet. Is that it? Is that the only thing you'd give up?
Wait, so what would I give up for Zootopia?
Oh, yeah.
More like, what would he give?
Basic needs like food and water.
Trolls.
No, I keep the trolls. Yeah, trolls. Trollland was too good. God.
I like, because I went to go visit his apartment back in like last November.
Yeah.
And I walked into his room and I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. And then I turned around and looked at the shrine that was stacked up against the wall. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
No, this isn't terrible. Did you look in that corner?
I'm like, this is like a small museum of pony. Not pony. Is it Judy and Nick?
Judy and Nick and
Zootopia.
Flash. And
How you keep that Zootopian business?
I guess the easy answer is money. I'd give up lots of money for Zootopia because I have.
I can't wait to see his kids someday. Father, how come I can't go to college? Because I need to pay for my addiction, boy.
Oh my god.
I have been buying everything. And
It's not working out. His wife, his fiance doesn't really care for it. His fiancé doesn't really care for it. Well, thank you for your
become my
question.
finance aid.
Jennifer, we have to eat. No, we don't.
Hey guys.
Hey,
So first, AC, congratulations on the engagement.
thank you so much.
She gave him an ultimatum, like either it's Judy or it's me.
And
I made her compromise.
And Saber, thank you for introducing me to the fandom
Oh, thank you.
because Ballad of the Brony was awesome.
Oh, that's old school. Thank you for watching that. That was like my old college project.
And my question to you guys is, because I'm still feeling my way around YouTube, how do you work about growing a channel and coming up with content?
So ultimately, the best answer is to say like what excites you, what makes you. Because if you're not excited about content, then it's going to be a drag. So find something that excites you. Because like I've seen channels that talk about Warhammer, talk about really niche stuff. And they might not be able to grow a massive audience, but they will grow a dedicated audience, which is so much better in my opinion, because those people will follow you to the grave. Well, YouTube's not deadly. I'm not saying it's gonna kill you, but they're...
What kind of channel are you running? Drink the Kool-Aid.
Trollland approved. No, dude, what do you like to do? What excites you?
Well, I started off doing fanfics because those were the channels that I was getting into following. And then I started losing enthusiasm for that, started trying to do gaming, live streams. And because of college, I've just been so wiped out that the channel's just kind of been sitting there.
That's okay. No, nobody starts a channel really, and it's like, this is my career. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. It took me like 5 years. Excuse me.
Some people try to say like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do, but like it
It's a
seems
hobby
like
that becomes a career if
Yeah.
you can swing it. And even then, like, I was past 200,000 subscribers, and I was still like barely making minimum wage. And now, like, I'm getting close to 500,000. I'm like, okay, this is starting to work out for me, and it's neat. But like, it takes work. You have to basically work 2 jobs to make it grow. And I guess also because it's YouTube, like, it's not like there's just one way to find success. There are some folks who I see who have only like 80,000, only 80,000, like they have 80,000 subscribers, and that's enough to get them by because they have a dedicated audience that loves them and supports them, will keep watching their stuff, versus a channel with 500,000 or something, and it's hard for them to keep their audience around. Like they were able to get subscribers over time, but like you need people who are willing to stay and watch. So I say start off with what you like to do and take it from there. You know, cultivate. It's like taking a piece of metal and just hammering it until you finally get into the shape where you want it to be.
yeah, if you're working on stuff that you're passionate about, your audience can tell. I think just like as human beings, we enjoy seeing people enjoy themselves. So you kind of get that vibe that, okay, this person's passionate about this, and sometimes it's just contagious. Like, you know what, this is cool. I want to be part of this. I want to see this.
I found a channel that was like an elevator enthusiast. And I'm like, this is so weird, but he loves it. And I found one where there's a guy who was a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine, and he made like his own little PMVs about it. I'm like, this is cool. Because like you said, passion is contagious. And look at you in Zootopia. Like, everyone knows you for it now. It's contagious. Just like malaria.
Great comparison. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is, what's the most embarrassing event that you filmed during a vlog at any con?
Most embarrassing?
Yeah.
Oh. I know a very, I don't know where I'd classify this, if embarrassing is the right word or just downright insane. But I mean, we always bring up the Lauren Faust event that happened here at Babscon in an elevator. Now I notice that everyone tries to get in elevators with us because they're like, is Lauren just gonna show up? But
He's good luck.
is there anyone that doesn't know that story? Like, don't be shy. Okay, so essentially, long story short, Saber and I found balloon swords and decided to have a Star Wars epic fight in our elevator. And right before the door opened to our floor, Saber here cracks a joke going, "Watch Lauren be there." Hey guys!
It's weird because I typically don't get like embarrassed around other people because they're just other humans. Who cares? But for Lauren, like I really up to her because she helped build my childhood with cartoons, and I haven't really had a chance to talk to her. And I was like mortified. I'm like, oh my god. The best part is he's filming this on accident.
Yeah.
Like his camera is like on.
It was on a tripod. We were just coming from a panel, and I never stopped recording it, so I didn't even realize that I was recording until you were like, "Did you film?"
And you can see my face because I'm like, ha ha ha.
You see his soul leave his body.
There's another great one. So there's the lady who made the My Little Pony franchise back in the 80s is Bonnie Zackerley, I think is her last name. And she was at Equestria LA 2015. And
This is gonna sound familiar, by the way.
yeah, it's like for some reason I have some like weird habit where I have to make myself a fool in front of people who make My Little Pony.
In elevators.
In elevators, of all things. Because I had a plastic cup and I was drinking from it and it was empty and I was walking with Grace and Sarah. And I was like, I will not, I forget what I was referring to, but I was like.
So you saw, funny enough, this also involves Lauren Faust. You saw Lauren from a distance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, why don't you like shout out to her? Like, hey, Lauren. And you're like,
No, I don't want to make a fool of myself. You know, I will never make a fool of myself. I took the cup expecting it to bounce off the ground, but it shattered into like a bunch of pieces.
and as it's in the midst of shattering, the elevator doors open.
And Bonnie's standing there with her flip-flops, might I add.
This is a lady that Lauren Faust looks up to, you know, and we're just like, all right, everybody, all bronies, let's make a good impression of Bonnie.
It's like, Bonnie's here. Let's make sure we behave. And I just threw a plastic cup and shattered in front of her feet. To which I just hear her go like, what the heck? And I like didn't even make eye contact. I just knew enough that I screwed up. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm on the floor on my knees, like grabbing the pieces of plastic and trying to make up for it. I feel like Jesus using his. Did Jesus use his hair to wipe someone's feet one time? That was in the Bible, right?
Is that what you felt like?
Tomorrow, or whenever Easter, I'll ask again.
I'll watch Joshua and the Promised Tree or whatever.
But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you. We've made good impressions, haven't we?
Yeah. How are we not banned from cons yet?
So I have a YouTube channel that is kind of getting started, and I have a very weird problem in that one of my videos has almost 50 times as many views as any of my others, and I'm having trouble kind of getting people to go from obviously the one video that the algorithm is taking a hold of and is promoting and converting them over to watch my other content, which is improved my production values a lot since then. So how can I kind of, drive people to come check out my other content?
My advice to you is keep making content. The issue you're having is actually not super uncommon. There's a lot of channels out there that have what we would say like, a one-hit wonder, where like for some reason it got picked up by the algorithm, it exploded, and you're like, all right, now look at this other stuff. A lot of people, when they find a video that they really like, will go to that channel, they'll check it out, like, okay, let's see what else this person's made, like maybe there's some other stuff related or whatever. Having content that you're still putting out there, it might catch at some point. Like, you never know when it's going to start that rolling.
I'm curious, so what do you do on your channel?
So I have a channel called CF Props that is 3D printed cosplay.
Okay. What was the main video, the popular one? What was that about?
So the video that hit is about getting rid of, if you see something that's 3D printed, you can have kind of like the lines going across it, and it was an experiment on how to get rid of them.
So I've talked to YouTube consultants because they help me out, and it's like basically running with it. Sometimes you find a video that's like, oh my gosh, people like this. Okay, I need to make something that's related to this and keep going with it. And you'll see diminishing returns sometimes. And part of the YouTube, there are times where like, to this day, I can upload a video and I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna do. It could break 100,000, it might do 50,000, it might break 500,000, it might break 1 million. Who knows? Like, it's kind of like you're just like, bowing down to the gods of YouTube and you're like, please have mercy on me, please. And sometimes they're like, nah. Other times it's like, you don't know what happened. Like the algorithm's like, you know what, well, let's bless this video, and it just blows up. So I guess the best advice I can give is find out what that video did right, write it down. Like, okay, here are the elements of what made this video popular. Look at your tags, see what worked, repeat it, but make it a little bit different, but repeat it. And try to keep fostering that audience if that's the direction you want to go in. Because if you made a video, it's like, okay, this is my roller coaster video, and then you're like, but now I'm going to make a video about sewing. Why aren't people watching that? It's like, well, because it's completely different from each other. So you gotta go with what worked for you originally, and just keep cultivating that. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Good luck. Y'all having fun? No one is laughing, or giggling.
Well, what so you think you're funny?
Sometimes I feel like this is like a college course, and I'm like, why aren't you all taking notes? You will be quizzed after this panel. Hello.
Hello. First of all, I want to say I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Recent fan, due to my amazing boyfriend who introduced you to me. Everybody,
thank you.
give him a round of applause. Embarrass the crap out of him.
By the way, if you want, you can adjust that mic if it.
I'm just used to being short and just. This is me throughout my whole life. Like even through my job interview. Hi. Anyway.
Tippy toes extraordinaire.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, I was wondering, who does your animated avatars?
I recently went through a change with that actually, because I had one version made by a girl named Natalie. She has a Twitter account, DeviantArt, and she makes art. Back in like 2016 I did that, and then I had a new one in 2017, which I was, for some reason, wanted to go a different direction, but it didn't feel right with the channel, so I kind of withdrew that and went avatarless for a while. And then a few months ago, I reintroduced it from Natalie again, and I'm like, this feels more like the channel, like the cartoony aspect of it, and it worked a lot better. So I feel like the avatar kind of makes it a bit more personal, branding-wise. So Natalie, she's pretty great.
Yeah, I kind of like the animated avatars and whatnot. Or even if it's just like what they call like animatic, where it's like not fully animated, but just like in one
little
scene.
poses, like a storyboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, hopefully someday if I start making a YouTube channel, I'd like to do that for me.
Yeah, just find an artist where you're like, I dig that art. Hey, let's commission it up and take it from there.
Well, the thing is I'm an artist, but the thing is I don't have the technology to do it, so.
Man, there's so many artists who just start from scratch and they work their way up, and it's like, sweet. Because I still use Sony Vegas, while there are other artists who use Premiere and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, that's way above my head. I can't figure that out.
Don't worry, we're in the same boat.
We're stubborn. Sony Vegas 12 is all I need.
Since when did Sony Vegas become the Windows Movie Maker? So what's happening?
I'll use Paint. Thank you very much. But no, I guess I share that to say that there are people like Omega Ozone. He made art in the fandom for a while, and then he makes I was like, dude, he's self-taught. A lot of the folks in this fandom who make incredible stuff now, it's like they're all self-taught. So it's like there's hope. You just gotta put in the work and Google to your heart's content on how to do it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, catch you around.
What's that?
It's like catch you around.
Oh.
Thank you.
What'd you say?
Oh my gosh. You sound like my girlfriend. What was that, boy? Nothing.
I always love those where they when you finish an argument and then someone mumbles under their breath and they're just
I hate this family. What was that? I love you, Mom. What's up?
Hello. So, this is applying to both of you, but for your recordings, how many different parts have you gone through?
I'm sorry, one more time?
How many different parts for recording software and electronics have you gone through?
I hate recording. I'll be real with you. It's the worst part for me. I hate it. Because I guess I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And I have an ear where I'm like, I hear to click my voice. Because sometimes I'll be like, what ruined Cartoon Network? And I hear a little Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, and I'm like, "Grr!" And I do it again.
Like Donald Duck?
Yeah. Well, I keep doing it over and over and over again. And I think it's the more you do it over, I feel like the more robotic-y I sound. I'm like, "Grr!" And some of my recordings are like 2 hours in raw audio. So, I mean, but then there are folks like you who can get on your camera and just be like, boom, done.
Yeah, like with the Bronies Rack stuff that I film, I'll do it first shot. And a lot of times, like where a lot of the bloopers usually come from is I'll say it and then I'm like, no, I screwed up how I said it, I'll say it again. And then I always mess up the next word and then I get that one right, but then I missed like the one at the very end of the sentence and you're like, I will get this, I will get it right.
There's no shame in like get comfortable with screwing up. It's part of the process. I've recently learned a good way to salivate the mouth, which helps with recording, is sour apple lollipops. and like, you know, eating apples like Granny Smith, you know, chew on them, get the saliva going and spit out the apple, lots of water.
Granny Smith?
Yeah.
Granny Smith?
Applejack.
He bit my leg again.
He ate my loaf. I'm bleeding out. But Big Mac won't let go. But just stay hydrated and get comfortable with screwing up. And the best part about it is the way to go in is like there's no limit to how much I can do. Take your time, you know, don't freak out. And also, usually you sound better than what you probably are. You're being too harsh on yourself. But Audacity is free audio recording software, and it's amazing because it's like this is great for what it is for a beginner, for an amateur, for even a professional. Like it's like this is great. Blue Yeti microphones are $100, but that's really great for what it is. It's a good way to be like, okay, this is a good level cap for now, and it'll get me by. So that's what I recommend.
And don't be afraid to go back if you feel like I feel like I should reshoot something or re-record something. Don't talk yourself out of it necessarily. Like you can say, oh, you know what, no, it is good enough. But if it's something that's always gonna grate on your nerves that it's there, I know from personal experience that I've had videos where I'm like, if I only had just fixed that one thing.
Yeah, there's no limits how often you can record. And also have good like colleagues and friends who are straight shooters who'll be like, no, this sounds bad. Because it's better to be told the truth than to be lied to by a good friend. Because I don't have time for that. It's like, no, tell me if this is good or not. And again, just re-record it if you don't like it. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
So, I have 2 YouTube channels.
Nice.
One that I use for like my personal like likes and favorites and stuff that I use for browsing, and one that I've recently, well, I say recently, but it's been like 2 years that I've had it up, and I use it for what I intended to be Let's Play. Because I wanted to be a Let's Player, but I also wanted to be a voice actor, but I also want to be a comic artist. I also want to be 10 million other things. And so far, I've uploaded 6 videos in 2 years. My most popular being a 6-hour drunken ramble over Mega Man.
Over what?
Mega Man 1 and 2. That's both of them.
That's a long rant.
Yeah.
I forgot to monetize it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. An entire bottle of, I don't know, rum, something, I don't remember.
You should get them to be your sponsor.
I would love to be sponsored by Captain Morgan. I just remembered the name. Anyway, so I was told the biggest thing that I need is maybe an editor. Cut it up into pieces for a proper Let's Play.
Do you edit at all?
I do not, actually.
It's not hard.
It's not?
Not at all.
Okay, that was one of the things I was going to ask about. Is editing hard? Do I need a specific software?
It's like piecing together something like a Let's Play. It's supposed to like you going through the footage, going, I like this part, and you just kind of cut it, move it, go forward. Okay, this part I don't like, delete. This part you like, scoot over on the timeline, and like live with anything, whether it's art or cooking or athletics or whatever. Just practice. We're creatures of repetition. Of that's how we learn. Get your hands on it, like mold it and craft it and screw it up, make mistakes. Who gives a darn?
I'm no
It's almost
stranger
Sunday,
to
almost.
failure.
What's that?
I'm no stranger to failure, but I want to say I've also done hit and miss things. Personal YouTube channel, I did a vocal cover of This Day Aria when it came out.
Nice.
It's probably my most popular video over the 2 channels I have, with like 50,000 views.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I have like 50 subscribers, maybe.
That's good. That means that the video did well with the tags. Again, like, I guess there's an old saying, like, the master has failed more than the beginner has ever tried. So, but to answer your question, like, Sony Vegas is a great editing software. It's also expensive unless you find it some other way. But
on the street.
On the streets. They recently had a humble bundle where they had Sony Vegas. I think it was 14 for sale. Part of this bundle for like $20, which was a huge deal. Yeah. So like, look for newsletters and humble bundle. They might do it again because it was successful. Okay. And you know, there's some computers like there's Microsoft. What was it again? The editing software for Microsoft.
Like Windows Movie Maker?
Windows Movie Maker. And then like Apple has editing programs, basic programs. You can probably find some basic programs.
What kind of computer do you have?
I have a custom built one that I bought when I was intending
to
use it.
So it's like a PC?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As far as, especially like if it's something very simple with editing, like he was saying, if it's chopping and condensing and putting titles and whatnot, that's all stuff you could do with Windows Movie Maker.
Really?
And yeah, but
it's simple stuff, but you learn over time. Like, okay, like watch people who are better and say, what are you doing right? Okay, there's no shame in copying. I mean, we all have information that's been built upon. And there's no shame in taking the information and using it to your advantage. Mm-hmm. But Sony Vegas is a good one. It looks overwhelming at first, but I promise you it's a lot easier. A lot of free tutorials online.
Yeah.
Get comfortable with those. And
if you want to take the time, you'll be able to pick it up.
Yep. Oh yeah, I used a free trial to make a comic dub a while back.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it didn't seem that hard.
You know, sometimes you can, I don't know, check out certain bays where like people who look like pirates hang out, and you can find it that way. But I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that that's a way I've been told about. Sometimes.
Of course, yes, I understand. Also,
nothing you would ever do.
Johnny Depp.
Who pirates things. Anyway, I actually had intended to come up here with a joke about unsubscribing because of your joke about Zootopia, but then you saved it with your shrine.
A shrine.
I'm not the only one.
Judy, sometimes her ethereal spirit will appear and bless him. Well, thank you for your question.
Absolutely, thank you.
I feel blessed.
You look like the bear creature from Annihilation, but in bunny form. But I like your outfit, it's awesome.
I don't know how to fix this. Okay, so when you guys were talking about like movies and stuff, so I was wondering, what's your, and it's random, it's my first time doing this. What's your guys' favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie?
Yes. I'm a big horror fan and all that stuff, but I am your favorite serial killer, but I like Freddy Krueger, aka Robert Englund.
May I have Jack Slider's here?
So what would be your guys' favorite?
So recently, again, like I saw Annihilation, and that spooked me with the bear part. I was like, this is really like disturbing, because to me, like, disturbing moments are so much worse than like, if it's some zombies chasing after you, I'd be like, just shoot it. But if it's like some like demon monster like spooking around the corner and you're like, I don't know, this disturbing to me is a lot worse than scary. I guess they're not mutually exclusive. But the bear thing, who saw Annihilation? Anybody any chance? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody saw it. There's a really spooky like bear monster. It's like some mutation. And I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a good movie. It's different, but like it creeped me out. The rest of the night I was like, I'm in a 2-story apartment. I'm still like, what if the bear's outside climbing up the window? What about you? What's your scary movie?
Zootopia.
Oh, shut up.
That does not count. Zootopia is not scary at all. There is a little scary in it, but that's like close to the ending.
There's a little scary.
That does not count.
Panther
You need to pick a movie that includes blood and gore, like something bad happening.
I like Cabin in the Woods. That movie was fun. I like that movie. That was a fun horror movie.
There was a movie that I watched. I forget what it was, but I was like, finally, here's like somebody who's not doing dumb things in a scary movie, and I can't even remember what it was called, but I was like, thank you for being a smart person. A lot of scary movies frustrate me. Like, I don't even know if some people would consider this a scary movie, but I remember watching the first Purge movie, and I was so like frustrated with the family. They were like, oops, we opened the garage door. That was a bad idea. Now we unlock the garage door.
I cannot stand horror movies where it's like, this is stupid. Like, this is a mistake like only a dumb person would make. Because there's like tropes where it's like, oh, I tripped and I can't get up. Like, get up on your feet, come on, run. Like, I can't stand dumb tropes like that. I prefer horror movies, whereas like, it's like, no, this is how I probably would have reacted in the situation. Like, I know that like Arrival isn't a horror movie, but the way they reacted to the aliens, I'm like, this is how I probably react, where it's like, I'm very cautious and this freaks me out, but like, I'm sickeningly curious to see what's going on.
The movie that scared me the most last year was the Emoji Movie.
Terrifying. Scared the box office too.
Whoever thought we would see.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Well, I have a few. I've been watching scary movies since I was younger, but the one movie that I love the most is just the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I did not like the remix that they did, or that very new one that came out a few years ago with the new version where like Freddy Krueger was a younger guy.
That was weird.
But my favorite will forever be the original Nightmare on Elm Street, but I will say the one movie that scared me my entire life was the original It movie.
Yeah.
I cannot, but when that new movie that came out,
Did you like the remake or the one that came out last year? I liked it 2017. That was really fun.
No, it was, I will say that it was pretty good. I'm kind of expecting a lot more for the second movie, the second part of it.
I'm excited to see what happens. Because I know they technically split it in half because
They're all
like...
probably just gonna die. This happens to every scary movie. It's like, oh, freedom! Next thing you know, you're dead.
The biggest trope that I think is actually kind of funny is, because I talked to Jack Split about this, and it's like how white people are like, let's go check it out. While black people are like, nope, we're out of here. And I'm like, that's true though, because I've seen like, you see those videos online of like white people running into a forest, like there might be a possessed demon. I'm like, idiots. You're the same people who complain about the baristas at Starbucks. Let me speak to your manager, but then let's go see this possessed demon in the forest. Thank you for your question.
Can I ask one more thing if that's okay?
Yes.
Okay, I know there's some in here, but it's okay to ask. What do you think of furries?
Furries?
Yes.
Another horror genre. No, no, I think furries are great. I mean, it's just like bronies or any other fandom. It's like, cool, be creative, have fun. And
I think I've been adopted by furries.
And yes, you have. How can you like be a fan of Disney movies and not be like a proxy furry? It's like, yeah, I grew up with like Lion King and Jungle Book and Robin, and it's like, no, I think deep. Actually,
Chicken Little.
There was a really funny video that's talking about the history of furry and how like it was like it came about. And they're talking about like the Egyptians, and it's like the ancient Egyptians, the OG furries, where it's like Anubis, or he's a dog man. It's like, you furries from like 4,000 BC.
We made a giant cat woman. All right.
You look at the cave art, and it's like, no, furries have been around since mankind's been around, basically. Let's just be real.
I will say this one thing. If Judy was real life right now, he would want her.
Don't tell his wife that.
No, not like that. I mean, like a friend kind of way. You'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna.
I would shake her hand and say, "You're awesome."
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Two quick questions. First, ACRacebest. If somebody were to make a parody series of low budgets, but make it like super duper well done, call it high budgets, would you be angry at that?
No.
People who are like smoking pot.
I love that I got a low budgets question. For those that don't know, on my channel, it's kind of a smaller series that I do, but it's called the Low Budgets. And essentially what I do is I drive in demolition derbies and other destruction car events, but I paint up my cars as characters from cartoons, like My Little Pony. I've actually won a demolition derby in a Pinkie Pie car with balloons on it. So that pissed off a lot of the competitors too. It was a shining moment. You can ask Steve Harvey about those cars. But yeah, no, I'm all for more of the demolition derby type of stuff. I've been looking into, again, like I know some of the questions about like how to attract people to your channel, or maybe like sometimes there's a scenario where you have a series or something that you love and want to keep going, like I do with the low budgets. But I'm still looking at ways that I can help put that out there on YouTube, maybe outside of my channel. I have a channel called Low Budget TV, where that's literally all racing stuff, and it's like, you know what, maybe we can get some posting going on there as well. So I know that that's something that I've always been working on, trying to help that series grow, because I love doing it. Again, it's a passion project, so it's like, yes, I'll keep doing it, but yeah, the high budgets, that'd be an interesting one to watch.
Mid budgets.
And then second question, Saberspark.
Yes.
Do you have any plans for any more documentaries like you did with Brony Chronicles?
Not in the immediate future. I'm very much so a person where like I have to be excited about a project, and that's how I just go with it. And at the moment, I'm not really feeling that within documentaries because there's just a huge investment of time, and I work like every week's a new video usually, and it
And
just
you have
takes
to
up
pay
my.
Paleo a whole lot, right?
What's that?
And you would have to pay Paleo a whole lot, right?
Paleo? Oh, I take money from him. No, I don't pay him anything. I hate him. He edited it for me once back in December because I was out of town, but I do the editing myself, so I am my main employee. And I make sure that I get that poster of Employee of the Month in my room last 18 months running. I'm like SpongeBob.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Squidward tentacles.
Okay, this is for both of you. What was the first thing that motivated you, gave you the confidence to like start your channels?
Fun. It was fun. It was cool to be like I remember the first time I had somebody said that they watched my content back in like 2010 or whatever, or 11. No, gosh, it was like no, it was way back then. It was like 2009, 8. So I made like really bad YouTube poops, and I made one of like this Lord of the Rings animated movie. There's a song, and I made a YouTube poop of it. And I remember the first comment was some guy saying, "I hate this." And I was like, "Oh," and it like cut deep because like somebody across the world hates my video. And then he left a comment a week later saying, "I love this. Me and my family quoted at dinner time," and I'm like, "Oh." And that was what made me like, I'm gonna keep making content. I'm gonna keep making stuff because it's fun to see reactions, and that's what got me going.
They should have said that your YouTube poops stink.
Diaper.
Ha ha ha. No, for me, I started putting out content actually on an old channel before the ACRacebest channel, and I was doing it because I was like, I don't even know what inspired it, but I was like editing like old home videos from like going on cruises and stuff with like friends, and I'm like, I'm gonna put this out and everyone's gonna like it, and it's gonna be like a series on the Travel Channel. And it wasn't, but I was just like, you know what, I'm having fun, and I was doing it because I was having fun doing it. I even made a movie at one point. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and if I someday I want to actually repost the movie. Like there's parts missing all over, and so I have to like repiece it back together. But as far as like the confidence and stuff, it was just saying, hey, I made a video and I want to share it and see what other people think, and I had fun with it, so hopefully everyone else does too. And that was really it for being inspired, getting stuff out there. So yeah.
Is it okay if I ask you another question?
Yeah.
What lesson in My Little Pony has actually stuck with you the most?
You know,
that's a good question.
I don't know. This might not fully answer your question because it's not really a lesson, and
as much as a warning.
Beware of the bunnies. No, if there's one thing that stuck with me with the show, big time, that I feel like comes up in like daily conversation is the dang word nervous-sighted. I've never seen a word come from a cartoon that I'm like, this applies to so much in my life.
So applicable. I think for me, it's so funny. The biggest lesson for me came from an episode that didn't follow through with the lesson I thought it would be, and that was the one with like Maud Pie, when she showed up and the rest of the main six couldn't get along with her, and I'm like, oh cool, they'll do a lesson where it's like sometimes you just can't make friends with a person. That's just the way it is. That's life. It's real. But then at the end they're like, no, just kidding. We can be friends. I'm like, oh, they flinched on that one. Which I'm like, whatever. It's a show for little girls, so who cares? But I was like, that would have been cool if they would have been like, because there are people in this life who are going to be like, I just don't like you for whatever reason, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's okay. You just move on.
Pinkie Pie's best pony.
She is not, but
Who is best pony?
Sunset Shimmer. Thank you. Sunset's the best. Hi.
Hi. I'm a really big fan.
Thank you. Of ACRacebest. Oh.
Could you sing the I'm a Vegetarian song?
Was that
the which song?
The Vegetarian.
Oh, I thought you said the VeggieTales song. I'm like, which one? I'm a vegetarian. I'm a bad singer.
There's a song about being a vegetarian?
It's from Leo the Lion. Do you
this is why you know.
Leo the Lion? Anybody ever heard of that? It's a really bad movie on Netflix. I did a review on it. It's one of the worst movies on Netflix. It's about this vegetarian lion. It's like a ripoff of like Lion King meets bad movies. And
here, I'll give you a beat. Bum 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 bum.
That's not
bum,
it.
Bum bum bum.
Also, that hit a lot harder than I thought. Don't give me a paper cut. But no, I'm a vegetarian. That's how it goes. It's this weird,
keep going,
Italian movie. A lot of bad movies come from Italy. It's like the Roman Empire fell, and they're like, "What can we do now? Let's make bad movies."
Is it like that? I'm Octavia song.
I'm vegetarian. I hope that.
Dude, we should sing at the concert.
I know.
Wow.
Daniel Ingram will eat his heart out. All right, we got a few minutes left, so let's keep it rolling. Thank you for your question. We've got about 6.
It was technically a request.
Thank you for your request.
For Bonnie's react, how scripted is it? I know it's not scripted, but do you redo takes if like you're not a line isn't clear or you didn't get your point across or?
What some people do it differently. I know for me, in regards to first take versus second take, and when people watch and all that stuff. Like for me, I personally will watch it. The first time viewing is when I'm also filming my react, and I mentioned this earlier that there are times where I'll say something and be like, either it took me way too long to say it, and I'm like, no one's gonna sit around and want to listen to this. Or so I'll redo it, or I'll maybe do another take of something, or try it again, say it again, because I'd rather have it be clear and concise. There's also a lot of moments where, because Sarah, my fiance, also goes by Toodles, she'll be sitting nearby me, and more often than not, she always like coughs right in the middle of me making the best joke ever. And she's just like, and yeah, I'm like, Sarah, and she's like, it sucked anyways. I'm like, oh.
She's not wrong.
But thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's good. We'll make it.
I was wondering if you had any advice for hashtags on videos?
Hashtags?
Any tags? Because I always try and upload videos. The tags, I imagine, are why they're never seen.
There's a cool add-on. There's one called TubeBuddy, I believe, and there's another one I forget. I haven't used it in a while, but it will tell you when you start entering tags in for a video, it will find other popular videos and say this video is kind of related to your video, and here are the tags that they used. So it's a good way to piggyback on other videos and ride their tailcoats and hopefully get in the recommended. So that could help. What's up?
What was it called again?
Well, there's one called TubeBuddy, like TUBE, and then BUDDY.
Thank you.
No problem. Good luck. Also, I've realized that a good way to get a person to watch a video is to the title helps a lot with why yada yada is like this, making a declarative statement, but it's kind of in question form, like why My Little Pony is secretly brilliant, or why Zootopia is a bad movie or something. It's clickbait, but as long as you answer the question, I consider it not true clickbait. And the truest form is having boobies in the title card, and then you're doing a Bible sermon. It's like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense.
I filmed in someone's funeral.
First Psalm, whatever.
Anime.
Isn't the first Psalm, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got 2 quick questions, actually.
Yes.
The first one, what do you think of the Generation 5 MLP?
I don't want to do any spoilers in case folks want to be surprised, but I'm going to hold my breath. I mean, when G4 rolled around, I was like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's good. So I will provide them the benefit of the doubt.
And my second question is more of a kind of personal. I'm going to be going to the military soon.
What branch?
Army.
Nice.
And I want to do aviation mechanic. But my only problem is that I'm afraid that when I do go in, I might change as a person, but I don't want to change to become someone completely different from who I am now.
How old are you? 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's noble that you're going to the Army. I have a lot of family in the Army and Air Force and stuff like that. I shied away from it. We were actually talking about it this morning.
Yeah, we were.
We were like, big props to soldiers, and you guys are awesome. But, when you go through training, I mean, okay, I have no expertise in all this. I'm a civilian. But I think if you just really clamp down on, what makes you you, and hold on to that, you can come out of it, with some new skills, new career path. But just remember, don't lose sight of who you are. Don't let the drill sergeant be like, you're worthless. You're like, no. I will put up with your stupid words for now. I get what you're doing. You're trying to break me down to build me up. But just make sure that you end every day reaffirming who you are and why you're doing this, and you can get through it.
And another thing that we oftentimes, because I have some friends who went the military route, and I know for them, they didn't change as who they were. All the things that made us friends, but there were things that they gained going through all that in regards to just their lifestyle. That they're like, see, here's things I improved upon.
Yeah,
and stuff, so.
I can suture, I think it's the right word to go, wounds, or I can, sorry, just to make sure we have enough time. You come out with better skills and more skills, and it's military. Folks are going to be like, you got some backbone. So, good luck.
Yes.
And Godspeed.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, we got 1 minute left, so let's do a little bit of a lightning round.
We can do it. We're going to get through everyone.
Let's do it, Spike.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if you remember me from last year. I broke you with that one joke about Apple and cars. Okay, now, this is actually kind of like a personal question to you guys, but what is your brony story? How did you first discover the show?
In a nutshell, for me, I found it back in college from a friend of mine, and I'm like, this looks dumb, and I'm like, oh, it looks actually really good, and I got really into the brony side of it, because I'm like, this is so fascinating, internet culture, and I did a college project about it, did really great, and I kept rolling on YouTube because the brony stuff was popular, and I kept making My Little Pony videos, and here I am.
My now fiance said, you're going to watch an episode with me. And I said, no, I'm not. And long story short, I watched the episode.
That's how it always starts.
Next thing I knew, I went, what happened? Whoa. So yeah. Yeah, this is my life.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, man. I'll probably break you with another joke.
Here's the next joke. All right, 2 more.
Really quick, how did you guys come up with your screen names?
I played Warcraft back in 2005. I wanted to call myself Saber Steve. It was taken. No, I called myself Saber. I wanted Scuba Steve. It was taken. I called myself Saber Steve, and then I made a YouTube account, and Saber Steve was taken back in 2007. And I'm like, well, what can I do? Saberspark. Okay, and I called myself Saberspark. Though I almost changed my name to Professor Pony, but I did not, and I'm so glad that I didn't.
Missed opportunity.
Professor Pony back with another cartoon analysis video.
I myself, ACRacebest was the name that I initially came up with that I thought I was going to use on YouTube. Race, because I like race cars. Best, because you do it the best.
AC for air conditioning?
What's that?
That's right.
AC is
AC power.
It's for Antichrist.
Thank you, Saber. Thank you. No, it's actually for the Acorn Cafe, a website that I actually thought I was going to be doing a bunch of videos for. And I say that because it's around the show Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. So when I started my YouTube channel that now has a lot of pony content, I'm like, I'm going to dedicate this to Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And I recut the Inception trailer using clips from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And then I didn't make a video for a year and a half. And the next video ended up being a My Little Pony video. So, yeah.
And real quick, is your last name Best?
Maybe.
Yes. Maybe not.
Okay, so that's where the best comes from. You got me.
Okay.
But yeah.
And last question for this.
I wasn't that conceited. I was born conceited.
What's up?
Hey guys, I just this is kind of toward race, I guess, but what do you guys think? How do you feel about all the new MLP content, like the MLP movie and the Forgotten Friendship and season 8 premiere, like in terms of like Brony's reaction?
I'm sitting here like, no! know there's just all this content that's coming out that's like react worthy, and I'm like, oh my god, we have so much we got to do. I'm starting to expedite some of the react stuff. I'm like, all right, guys, season 8's out. By the way, who here has seen the Bronies Reacts? All right, just a reminder, so you guys know, we have a Bronies React panel that's going to be on Sunday, so don't miss it. But who here would want us to do a react to season 8? As if we wouldn't. Okay, well, good news, guys. We're going to do it. Just because
It'll be done in 5 months. All right.
Shut up! Shut up! So yeah, no, it's in the works, but there's a lot of stuff that we want to do, and I'm doing my best to get us through it. I'm trying to hammer through the season 8 stuff so we can work on movie stuff, and then hopefully do Equestria Girl stuff, and there's a whole lineup of stuff that we want to do. But yeah, stay tuned.
Guys, thank you all so much for coming to our YouTuber panel. Yeah. Hopefully you had a good time. Enjoy the con. We'll be having some panels tomorrow. Who's Line?
Don't miss Who's Line tomorrow. If you've never seen it, it is
Cringy
it's insane.
I mean, it's good. It's really good. Don't miss it. Bring your family and bring a pizza. All right.
Thank you, guys.